Action.
Action. Good Friday morning. Today's Friday, March 15th, 2024. Beware the Ides of March. I just caught on to that when I said the date this morning. Good morning and welcome. This is your Friday safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. We do this safety meeting, try to do it 52 Fridays a year. We are well on track to do it again. We did it last year. We're well on track to do it again this year. We do this. We are live here in Springfield, Missouri at our corporate headquarters. We are simulcasting live at our other two major terminals, Pittston, Pennsylvania, and Salt Lake City, Utah. And of course, as always, we are live across the socials. So if you would, I just want to thank the folks that are listening and watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. If you would, like and subscribe to get alerts anytime we do go live or post content or information like today's safety meeting. So appreciate everybody for being here in Springfield, Missouri. Breakfast is free, as always, at each of our locations, and our cafe associates do a fantastic job. John Blanson and his team do just an amazing job of feeding all of us hungry trucking professionals. So at each of our locations, if you would, give those folks a round of applause for being here and helping us out every single Friday. All right, well, good. Let's see what we got at our other terminals. We'll go east first. I think we got Rick Edford. Good morning, Rick. How you doing?
Good morning.
Great energy this morning. What do you guys got for us?
Hey, great class this week, and a bunch of guys down to the pad getting their CDL licenses, working on their pre-trips. It's a great week.
Excellent. Good. I think you got Richard Brock with you this morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Richard. How are you?
Doing well. We got a few things going on in the terminals. So for those of you that have not missed or that have missed the announcement, we do have the new bunk rooms open. Those have been renovated. I know there's been some conversations on Facebook asking about it, so just want to make sure everybody's up to date on that. Down at the pad, I do want to kind of tell everyone we did add parking spaces down at the training pad this winter when the federal guidelines changed for the new testing standards for the PSD testing, for the CDL testing state standards. And that's also a good reminder to all of you guys that maybe used to be PSD instructors. If you used to do it, maybe you didn't like it, I would ask you, go try it again. The federal standards have changed all across the board. And I think you'll find that you're going to like the new test. It's better designed to help the new students not hit, other trucks in parking lots, which we know that's where a lot of our accidents happen. So I would ask you, take a look at it. If you have any questions about what that looks like and maybe why the feds made that change, give us a shout in the training department, and we can help you out with that as well.
Awesome work. Good. Thank you guys for being with us this morning. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, let's go out west to Salt Lake City. Who do we have with us this morning?
Good morning, Dennis. You've got Aaron flying solo with you today. Tyler Patrick is out. We too had a great class out here in Salt Lake City this week, and lots of classes going on. Wanted to remind everybody that we offer logs class, safety class, any class that you would need, you can get right here in Salt Lake City. So if you're coming through and you're due for one, please hit us up and we'll get you in that class. Richard mentioned the new testing standards. We too are moving towards that. Our examiners are going to be going through training towards the end of this month. We had people out painting the new training pads yesterday. So that's moving forward, and everything's going great out here. Need to watch the weather a little bit. There is a lot of high wind going on, and a little bit of snow up in the mountains. So just be careful as you're coming across I-80 towards Salt Lake.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you being with us as always. And for you guys too out in Salt Lake City, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Thank you, guys.
All right, right here, Springfield, Missouri. Good morning, folks. How you doing? All right, that's a good little almost springtime cheer. So, I see some familiar faces out in the crowd. So for our veterans drivers here, just want to say welcome home. Appreciate you being here. Same for all of our locations. We want you to come and get done what you need to get done while you're here. Say hello to the folks you want to say hello to, and then we want you to get the heck out of here as quickly as you can. Get back out on the road, producing revenue for the company, producing revenue for yourselves, and providing for your families. I also see a few neon vests out in the crowd, so that means we've got some new folks here. So if you're new to Prime, this is your first week, whether you're a D seat, C seat, B seat, A seat, whatever the case may be, if you would stand and give us the opportunity to welcome you to the Prime family. We had a few little shy. Hey, you in the black hat, come on up here. Come on over here. Come on.
Oh man, you're gonna call him out?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him out.
He's back there in the corner. He
didn't want to stand up.
He's nice and comfy. He just ate his breakfast.
Come on. You. Do I have to come over there to you? Yeah, you.
I love it.
Come on over there. Dave, get this man a microphone.
I will, man.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Dennis Davis.
Nice to meet you, Giovanni.
What's your name?
Giovanni,
Giovanni, where you from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. I see you got the
Yes,
Titans hat on. All right, Giovanni from Nashville. Welcome to Prime.
Thank you so much.
All right, so Giovanni, you coming in as a PSD student, or?
Yes, sir.
All right, first week here, right?
First week, yeah.
All right, so tell me about your experience so far.
It's a great experience, learning a lot. So I hope I can get my CDL.
You hope.
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
Hey, my mama used to tell me you can hope in one hand and no, never mind. So I noticed you didn't want to stand up over there. You a little shy,
A little bit.
but you're doing fine. You're out of your shell just that quick, right? All right. So, here real quick, and of course, you and I didn't plan this because you didn't even want to stand up over there. Tell me some of your fears, your biggest fears about going out as a PSD student next week.
Maybe on the road.
Okay.
What I need to do every day, keep alert. So this is my concern about next week.
Okay.
I will be out on the road next week. So
Well, good deal. Well, we're looking forward to getting you out. So of course we'll never put you in a position that you're not ready for. So whoever your PSD instructor is going to be, they're going to take you out here locally, do some work on the pad, get you kind of acclimated to the vehicle, and maybe do a couple hours driving a day, kind of to get you built up. Whatever you feel uncomfortable, I want you to promise me that you're going to say, hey, trainer, whoever he or she might be, I'm not comfortable with this. Let's take a break. Let's, whatever we need to do. Okay. All right. I'm gonna use the old Steve Wucky term. Steve Wucky's our vice president of sales and marketing. He always tells me, don't be a victim. All right. Don't anybody take advantage of you. And more importantly, don't let any situation take advantage of you. Okay. Now I need you to make me one promise. All right. Well, kind of two in one. First, let's talk about, you got a cell phone with you?
yes.
All right. Let me take a look at that thing.
No,
Never mind. You don't have a cell phone with you, which is fine. But that thing has an off button, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So while you're on duty, and what I mean by on duty, that means whether you're driving or in the passenger seat taking instruction, or if you're out doing a pre-trip taking instruction from your instructor,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to promise me one thing. I want you to promise me you're going to turn it off. All right.
Okay.
And here's why, because I need just as much as you're nervous. We're a little bit nervous too. We want to make sure that you have your 100% undivided attention on learning the craft,
Mm-hmm.
learning how to operate this big threatening vehicle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you got somebody at home that wants to hear from you, that loves you, that is
Yes, sir.
worried about you.
Yes, sir.
While you're off duty, call, text, FaceTime, or whatever the Android equivalent is, whatever you need to do to your heart's desire. But when it's time to go to work, I want you to pretend like you're an airline pilot. Hey, whoever it is, it's time for me to get to work. I'll call you when I'm getting done. All right.
All right.
Or better yet, pretend like you play quarterback. Well, you're a little short. Cornerback for the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry's not texting while he's carrying the ball, right?
Right.
He's making that call before the game, making that call after the game.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, good deal. Giovanni from Nashville, I appreciate you being up here with me. Thank you for letting me pick on you a
Thank you
little
so
bit.
much. Nice to meet you.
So we introduced one person. Let me introduce the other person up here. This is Dave White from our safety department. Let's give him a round of applause. Good morning and welcome, sir.
Only about 10 minutes in. You're not doing too bad.
There you go.
There you go.
First 10 minutes are mine, second 2 minutes are yours.
There
Go
you
ahead.
go. So, no, I don't have 10 minutes to talk really this morning, but I just want to say welcome, everybody. Dennis mentioned March of Ides are on us, and man, 2 more days, Dennis. We got St. Patty's Day. Did you know that?
I did.
So we have anybody with Irish ancestry in here? Anybody got one over there? All right, got a couple. Awesome. Yeah, so that's great. St. Patty's Day, always a special holiday for here in the United States and especially over in Ireland, you know. So, but it's a good time here at Prime, and I just want to say a big shout out to all of our drivers. Thank you for doing what you do, and especially those that are out there picking up loads, delivering them right now while we're fortunate enough to be inside. You know, it's nice. And just wanted to comment on Giovanni. You know, he came up here, he's wearing some nice Brooks shoes and, you know, looked very well, got some Nike pants on. I'm not saying you got to wear Nike stuff or Under Armour or anything like that. But you look like a true professional up here, and that makes a difference. I'm telling you, you know, we're going to get into some inspections here real quick. And I was talking to another gentleman over here, you know, he went through a DOT inspection this week. He said the officer actually took him inside the scale house, and he got to see how everything ran and how they select trucks. And usually as a driver, you don't get to see that kind of stuff, but it's neat. The officer asked him, would you like to see it? So he said, sure. You know, so he went in there and got to check it all out and all that. And you know, just the way you're looking, your appearance makes a big difference when you go through an inspection. And more importantly, your truck, the way it looks too. Understand this time of year is really hard to keep your truck clean, but you know, the inside of your truck, the dash and all that, keeping that clean all the time, the floorboards make it look nice. You know, when they pull in, they have multiple reasons to inspect you or not inspect you. And many times it comes down to the condition of your truck. You got your bungee cord tied up, you know, around your front bumper, keeping it up, and you haven't fixed it in 6 months after you had a deer hit or something, you know, that's going to play into their minds. Hey, do I want to look at this truck? Or if everything's fixed and looks nice, you know, I'm going to go on to the next guy or gal behind him, and because their truck looks a little bit more ratty and not as professional. So keep that in mind, and the way you present yourself to at the scale makes a big difference as well. I usually get very positive comments from inspectors when I go to national safety organizations and events, and they say, hey, never have any problem with Prime drivers. And I love hearing that. But like I tell them, if you ever do, let us know. You know what I mean? Because everybody has bad days, and we get that. Officers have bad days. Sometimes they come across to you, may not be very nice, but you never know what they just got done doing. Maybe they got done in, you know, investigating a fatality accident where some young kid got killed or had passed away out on the roadway. Or maybe they're just having a bad day because they got 3 trucks in a row that they had to put out of service because of maintenance, and their day's not going too well because it's creating more work for them. So, you know, and same thing with you. They understand that too. You guys got the toughest job in this industry, driving up and down the roadways and dealing with 4-wheelers and people on motorcycles, and not everybody paying attention like they should be. And we appreciate everything you do to stay out of those accidents, because that's what it's about right there. And so do they. One less accident they have to investigate, the better off we are as a nation. So, but that looks and appearance make a big difference out there.
Hey, it's almost flip-flop season though, Dave, you know.
I know, but we got to stay away from that when you're driving. You know, stay away from wearing those flip-flops. If you wear closed-toed shoes, that's a lot better off. It is safer too as well. But all means, if you stop, oh, we got a little music going on over there. No, if you stop though, when you go in the truck stop, take a shower and all, by all means, put on those flip-flops, enjoy yourself. If you're in the bunk, you know, and your lead seat or your co-driver's driving, you want to, hey, be comfortable at all times, definitely. So
Your walk-up music is playing, you know?
I guess so, man, yeah. So anyway,
right.
on our inspections this past week, Dennis, 145 DOT inspections. 110 of those were clean, so a 76% clean rate. Give yourself a round of applause. That's one of the higher numbers we've had. But other than that, man, we're doing good. This week, we haven't had too bad on the accident front. Just a reminder, too, you know, snow's not over with. Obviously, it caught us this week out in Colorado and Wyoming. I-80 shut down. I-70 has been shut down. you know, those roads, it's still with us. I think we got a few more weeks of that out there, and hope Patty's Day is a good benchmark where we're heading into spring, and hopefully the roads will get better and the weather will. And I'm sure those things are true, but can't let your guard down because we're still in it. So, but appreciate everything you all do, and thank you for being here, and thank you for listening.
Appreciate everybody. You know, we're gonna keep it going since Dave took more than his 2 minutes that was allotted. You know, we're gonna bring up Brennan from our log department. We're gonna really be focusing, you know, on in Q1 and Q2 of 2024 on log compliance. She's gonna introduce our newest log associate here. But Brennan is doing a fantastic job. She's gonna be taking over for Susan Byrne, that's gonna be retiring a little bit later on this year. So let's give Brennan a round of applause. She's already stepped up into many leadership tasks, and we're looking forward to many more. So Brennan, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning. So I'm just going to start off with the couple of log issues to address. The first is going to be how to save your logs. Now, why do you need to be saving your logs? There's a couple of reasons for this. The first is for tax purposes, and the second is for legal reasons, potentially down the road. You never know when you might need this information to back you up in court. So we have a few slides. The first step you need to do is go to www.primeinc.com. It's going to lead you to Prime Inc.'s website. At the top right, you'll see a menu with 3 horizontal lines. If you select that menu, it'll lead you to the next slide. Down at the bottom right, you'll see quick links, and underneath that, there's OmniTrax logs. You'll select this, which will lead you to the login screen. Now, for the company name, you're going to enter Prime Inc. with a capital P, capital I, and a period after Inc. It is very important that you enter it in this way, otherwise the system will not recognize you. Now for your driver ID and password, that is the same information that you enter into your Qualcomm unit, and of course your last name. Now you're going to touch login, and after you officially log into the system, you'll select reports, select the date span you want to run the report, and save in PDF form. Now it's crucial that you remember you can only save your logs for up to the last 6 months. OmniTrax only keeps the last 6 months on file. So you will have to go in at least twice a year, if not more. I would say 3 to 4 times, just to make sure you're not missing out on any of this important information. Now, the other thing I want to address is log certification. As you all know, this is an FMCSA requirement. You've got to stay on top of doing this every single day. I'd recommend at the end of your shift. I would also recommend if you call the log department to request any changes to your logs, be sure to certify first. We can only make adjustments to previously certified logs, so it'll save you quite a bit of time on the phone. Now, the last thing I want to do is introduce Miss Alicia Scarlett. She's our new addition in the log department. I will say she has been a very quick learner. She's on the phone. She's doing an excellent job so far. So, Alicia, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you did before Prime?
Before coming to Prime, I worked at 911 dispatch for 8 years. So fast pace is what I'm used to. And then before that, I have a mental health background, but for the last 8 years, it was nothing but high stress and fast pace, and hopefully I'm doing as well as you say.
You are, I promise. So she has a lot of really good professional work experience. So she's an excellent addition to the log team. We're thankful to have her. Otherwise, that is all I have for you today. Does anybody have questions or concerns? All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Brennan. Thanks, Alicia. You know, really looking forward to adding to the log team, and we got some really excellent talent coming in. You know, as Brennan talked about, Alicia's coming in with some fabulous professional work experience. 911 dispatcher, so no long emergency is going to trump anything that she's been through throughout her career.
And mental health background, that could fit in our department real quick. So
Yeah.
especially, I won't say anything about you.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Who do we got up next, Dave?
And up next, March is Sleep Awareness Month.
I didn't know that.
There we go. So up next, we got a combination here. We got Rachel with Driver Health and Fitness, and we have Heather with Cardinal Health coming back. And, Heather's been here every week so far this month because of Sleep Awareness Month. So great to have you back again. Thanks, Heather.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so yeah, this is Sleep Awareness Month. I'm just gonna kind of mention a couple of things that can help you out with sleep when it comes to food. So you might not know this, but there are a lot of nutrients that go into sleep, mainly because you have to have those specific nutrients to help create the hormones that regulate your sleep. So there's a couple easy ones off the top. Does anyone would want to take a guess at any of those foods that can help out with sleep? Turkey. That is one with serotonin. Yeah. So there's a couple that are really, really powerful. The top two are fruits. Kiwi, it helps to regulate serotonin, and it actually contains some serotonin as well. And then tart cherry juice, or just tart cherries. Those are both things that really are super, super powerful for sleep. You're guaranteed to have better sleep if you take them before bedtime. A couple other ones that are kind of easier for being out on the truck are your smash fish. So those fatty fish, that includes things like salmon. And that's one where, I don't know if you've seen them at the grocery stores, but you can get the packets of salmon that are, ready to go. You don't have to cook them. A lot of them are pre-seasoned as well. So it's an easy thing to kind of take with you on the truck. Another one is nuts and seeds. So almonds, cashews, pistachios, pumpkin seeds or pepitas, those are great sources of magnesium and zinc. And they also do contain some melatonin. So those are great ways to kind of, add in some foods that will help you out with sleep.
Yeah. So I think you had some winners from your Driver Health and Fitness.
Oh yeah. Yep. So another cool thing that helps out with the with sleep apnea risk is weight control. So if you are wanting to do any type of weight control, we can help you out on DHF with that. We do have a Fit in 15 program, and I just wanted to give a shout out for some of our recent winners in that program. So those are driver codes FRICCR, POTEKM, and WEBBLS. So those are all people who have been doing great in the Fit in 15 program and who have been having good success on their weight control.
Yeah, so we just wanted to make sure that we tied everything together this month, being Sleep Awareness Month and sleep apnea awareness. So we want to make sure that, you know about your resources here and that we're all working together. I've been here for 13 years, and this driver that I'm going to bring up, she's going to talk about her experience with sleep apnea. She was here when I got here, so I've known her for a long time and I love her to death. And so she's going to come up and just kind of tell you her experience so that you know about sleep apnea and you know about your risk factors and you know about how much better you can feel if you get it treated. So Doreen, come on up. She is on her way.
Yes, ma'am. You can have my mic.
So this is Doreen.
Hey guys.
She is just going to tell you a little bit about her experience.
Well, 19 years ago, I was having an issue with breathing at night. Donnie wasn't getting any sleep or rolling me over. So my daughter-in-law said, I think you got sleep apnea. It had just really started hitting out there that it was out there. Went and I got checked, and I've been on a CPAP machine, now a BiPAP machine, for 19 years. About 6 months ago, my machine was having an issue, and I called you guys and, okay, Doreen, let's get you in. We'll figure out what we can do. I'm now on a BiPAP, and going back to what Rachel says, it doesn't matter. You can have sleep apnea even if you're thin.
Yeah,
you can. And my parents have sleep apnea. I have 3 grandchildren that have sleep apnea, and they're teenage boys. 2 or 3 out of my kids do. Sleep apnea, I'm not going through those headaches again.
You were having migraines.
I was having migraines. I'm not doing that again. And that's how I knew my machine wasn't working right. I'm not doing that again. I am not being tired again. And Robert cares enough about his in-house and his drivers to be able to have y'all here. Quick, if you need something and you're coming in after, you guys are gone, y'all leave it at driver lineup,
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, so if you need any replacement items for anything, we can leave it with, the store, the company store, driver lineup. So it's not just that we're here, through our hours. We'll make sure that you get what you need no matter what.
Yeah, because I mean, he's got Dr. Abrahams. Well, I don't know the new doctor's name, but you guys all work in conjunction together. Donnie's on a CPAP machine. I am, I'm not living like that again. When my machine was messing up about 6 months ago, I started feeling tired and lethargic, and I was getting those headaches. I said, I'm not doing this again. No,
Yeah.
no, ma'am.
And you've retested.
I've
before.
retested 3 times, and you do get a discounted rate when you retest.
Yeah. And Doreen has done that because she has, made sure that she's keeping up with if she develops any symptoms, she wants to make sure that it's being treated right. So she's
Yeah.
really great about that, and she wants to feel the best that she can. But if you lose weight and you feel like, maybe I don't need this, maybe you've got with Driver Health and Fitness and things have turned around, or any other circumstance. But yeah, you can definitely retest. We're here for that. We're here for anything else that you need. Just give us a call and I'll give you some information about sleep apnea if you have questions about it. But also definitely if you're being treated, we want to make sure that we answer any questions or help you out in any way. We can get you with the sleep docs. So, just
My
don't
thing
forget
is-
that we're here.
It's so important, especially for a driver. It is so important because it helps keep you more alert. Yes, it's hard getting used to it. I'm not going to lie. Trying to get used to that mask is not easy. You've got different options. So I've gone through 4 different masks until I finally found the one
Right.
that I like and I'm comfortable with. I've heard dentists talk more than once about sleep apnea. It's so important, especially for a driver.
And finding that perfect mask, the one that works for you, it does take some time. All of our masks have 30-day exchange policies. So we've had drivers go through 7, 8 masks to make sure that they get the one they need. So utilize that. Don't forget that you've got 30 days to exchange your mask. We want to make sure that you get the one that you need that works.
And let's say you can leave a message. You can call if they, because you guys close at 4. There's been a couple of times you guys have stayed a few minutes after because you knew I was coming in.
Yes.
They'll help you out. And if you leave a message, they will call you back. That's a promise because you always called everybody back. And, it just kind of depends. If you go through and you do another sleep study, you find that, okay, either you can turn your machine down and there's been some drivers that have completely gotten back off the machine.
There definitely has. There has.
But, so thank you, Robert, for having him here. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Doreen. And I just wanted to make sure you kind of heard it from a driver's point of view. Sometimes you don't always get that. But we're here to help. So definitely give us a call. I'll answer any questions today.
Yeah, poor Donnie. I told him, I said, you have to stay.
Yeah.
You have to stay one more day so I can go talk.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome,
I
Heather.
appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bud. Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks, Heather. Thanks, Doreen. Doreen's been our driver advisory board. So if you ever have any driver advisory board related questions, right there on the app or on social media, ask Dab. She's talking about, this being Sleep Awareness Month. I'm a CPAP user. I suffer from sleep apnea. I was kind of one of the lucky ones, so when I jumped on my CPAP machine, I took to it immediately. There's been one night since I got on it a couple of years ago that I wasn't able to use it because our power went out. That was the most miserable night of sleep I've ever had. But
And I concur. I'm same way. I'm on CPAP too as well. And, I got on it 21 years ago. I've been using my machine, and I can tell you 21 years ago, it was a lot more expensive. Insurance companies didn't want to pay for it because they didn't really quite believe in it yet. They were looking at it. They knew it was out there, but it was, and so when I got my machine, it was over $2,000. I remember that. My wife goes, "We're paying it." And I was looked at it. I go, "It's $2,000. Are you crazy?" And she goes, "No, because I'm not sleeping with you the way you sleep." She goes, "You could sleep in the other bedroom in the spare bed if you want to." But I was like, okay, so we did it. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made right there. And now prices have come down, and Robert got involved here for all of our drivers, and it's awesome. It's it's about getting good sleep, and that's very important out there for safe driving. So if you're on a CPAP machine, continue to use it. If you have issues with it, get with Heather. We've got outlets here to help you out. Maybe a different mask, maybe whatever. But stay on top of it too. Maintain that just like you maintain your truck. You got to change out that tubing. You got to change out the filters. You got to clean out your reservoir, and stay on top of it because it's your health, and that's so important. And it's number one, really, your health is. But yeah, we're very fortunate here at Prime to have that because a lot of companies don't.
Yeah, Doreen talked about, you're not having to be a bigger person. You can be a slender person and be on a CPAP machine, kind of like me.
Or Don Lacey. I remember Don Lacey, man, he was like 6'4", 205 pounds or so.
Yeah.
And Don was on one. He couldn't believe he had sleep apnea, but he started using it. He said it made a difference in his life too. So yeah, and Don was slender. You don't have to be overweight. You can be small, short, whatever. It's a non-discriminatory disease, unfortunately, but sometimes being in better health, better fitness will make a difference if you got to be on a CPAP or you don't, or you can get off, just like Doreen said. So yeah.
That's a good transition to our next speaker. Slender, in good health, probably handsome. Whatever the characteristics you need to use. I'm gonna invite Sean Riker. Sean wears a number of different hats, but he's gonna be talking specifically from a permit standpoint today. Good morning, Sean.
Hey, thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everybody. So I've been up here a few times recently talking to you guys about permits and IFTA stickers and making sure everybody had them on by the end of February, which is when they have to be on. They're red, one on each side of your tractor. Pretty easy for DOT to spot if you don't have them on there. So I thought I'd give you a 2-week update on how it's going after the deadline on it. And first week wasn't terrible. Last week, though, we had 8 violations. 6 of those were citations, 2 of them just violations. Now, I've been up here several times. We've sent out at least 4 fleet messages to everybody to make sure everybody's compliant, right? This is wasted money for you guys. I want it in your pocket. DOT doesn't need it, right, guys? So when you guys are walking around, if you see another Prime driver and you see the side of their truck, and if it doesn't have a red sticker on it, help them out, guys. So sometimes people get caught up in the day-to-day, making sure you get there on time, safe, all those things, and they miss those messages and stuff. So I'm just going to make sure you guys realize it's still a problem. Not as big as it was last year so far, but let's not let it get there. So if you don't have them on your truck, guys, get them from the permit department. We have them at most of our terminals also available for you guys. So look at your truck, help out somebody else in case they're missing it. And I'll tell you, make it part of your walk around, because sometimes whenever people stick them on there, it's really cold, doesn't stick real well, and then they fly off. Or you're at a truck stop and somebody decides they want to do something to you, right? Pull your IFTA sticker off. If you don't do a walk around, just check for those things. It was on there this morning. It's not on there at lunchtime, right? So just kind of a reminder for you guys to watch those kind of things. Make sure you guys are legal. I'll also mention things like your license plates. If you drive through snow in the front, sometimes your license plate will get damaged, knocked off. Trailer plate whenever you pick it up. Writing on a piece of cardboard, temp on there doesn't make you legal, guys. Get a hold of the permit department. They can get you guys legal, get you temporary out there until the license plate comes in for it. So I'll mention one other thing also on the payroll side, and that's going to be the idea that make sure you scan your trips. And everyone has to scan to get paid. We all know that, right? But scan them as soon as you can. I say that not just because I'm selfish and want to make sure we can get it processed for you, but because we see more and more customers that say you have a certain amount of time frame to send certain things in, like receipts, lump of receipts, things like that. So some of them are down to like 48 hours. So if you wait, sometimes there's not anything we can do at that point. That's going to be yours. So make it a habit whenever you guys deliver. The first thing you do, hit your e-call, get your bills back, everything, scan in before you guys leave if possible, because that way we get it, you know everything's correct on it, we have a chance to look over it in time and get everything submitted for you. So that's the only couple things I have. Any questions for me? Yes, sir. And actually, I brought that up a couple times. I appreciate it. He said, don't stack your stickers, right? So the idea would be not to stack them, because if any of those delaminate at all, your whole sticker's coming off, right? You're relying on 5 stickers or whatever in between. The other thing that I'll bring up also is it's a good habit to clean your other ones off and have 1 sticker on there. Body styles don't change a lot, but it will look like if you have 1 on there, it'll look like a new truck, right? Because you only have 1 year's worth on there. So a little trick for you guys to make sure you keep it Stan, I think Noreen's got a question. Make sure you guys keep it looking tidy, not only your truck itself, but things like that can make a difference also.
So how do you go about getting a replacement?
Sticker?
No, for the back of the trailer.
License plate?
Yeah, how do you go about
You
getting
bet.
that?
It's actually as easy as can be. You call up our permits department. They will order a replacement license plate for whatever unit it is, whether it be a tractor or trailer, and they'll email, fax, whatever's easy for you, a temporary registration. That keeps you legal until that license plate comes in. So you just have to have it on you. You don't display anything externally at all. Yep, and I appreciate you asking that. You bet. All right, guys, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Good information again right there, man. Those IFTA stickers, they can cost you, and that's what's going on down there citing you. So, like Sean said, if you see a truck out there, see a prime truck got an old IFTA sticker, tell that driver to get a hold of us. We need to get that fixed now, because that's a gimme when you pull into an inspection and you get pulled over. That's a citation waiting to happen.
Yeah. So, and of course, we get the feedback on some of the gotcha games. If a driver doesn't have a lock on the trailer, call security, they're going to pay you. That's a myth. That's not true. Help your fellow drivers out. Knock on the door. Hey, man, just FYI, I see that you don't have an IFTA sticker on. This is how you go about getting that taken care of. Have a good day.
There you go, right there. Ready for our next speaker?
Go for it.
So, yeah, we got Chris Holtmeyer, our Director of Maintenance, coming up here, and Chris has a couple special guests. So, yeah, good morning, everyone.
All right, good morning. Chris Holtmeyer, working the shops here in Springfield, and wanted to give a shameless plug for our shops before I kick it over to the Rush team here. So, if you're in Springfield today, we have immediate openings in our shop. If you're in Manuka, we have immediate openings in their shop there in Manuka, and then also up in PA. So, one thing I want to talk about is our shops just as a whole. We're here to help you all out. And, no offense to these guys, and I'm going to throw you under the bus for a second. I usually don't do this on stage, but, they're in the game of making money, right? I think we all are. But we are incentivized in our shops to save you money. So that makes us unique and a little different. So I want you to think of our shops like the alignment on your truck, that tried and true ride going down the road. You're maximizing your tire wear. You're maximizing your fuel economy, right? Tire life. Your shops are the same way, our shop network. You come in, we're going to give you what you need, nothing more. And we're going to do it at the best price possible, right? And our rate internally in our tractor shops is $95 an hour. And again, if we can save you money, we're going to, right? That's part of what we are compensated for, is to be a teammate of yours and save you money. So, it does make you make the circumstances a little different. There are times though when we can't help you out, and when we can't help you out, there we go. Sorry. When we can't help you out, we have great vendor partners, that sit back in the corner back here and then up with me today, that get you in and provide the best customer service because you're part of the Prime team. So without further ado, I got Chad Taylor here. We got Victor and Boston Cummings, right? With Rush Truck Centers. So go ahead, guys.
Good morning, everybody. I am Chad Taylor. I'm your on-site international rep. I sit over here in the Z building next to Success Leasing. So this morning, I just want to hit on a couple maintenance items, guys. We're turning, the weather's turning, right? We're out of the cold. We're getting into the warmer weather. So with that, it's going to start heating up out there. So some things we need to be looking at early and often right now to keep from having any unscheduled service events, right? So let's check our AC systems now. Let's make sure the truck is cooling, the APU is cooling as it should. Let's get those fresh air filters changed, right? Before we run into a problem somewhere where it's actually hot. Sitting on the side of the road with no AC, 90 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona is not the best place to be. So with that, with the temperature change, and we also want to be looking at our belts and hoses, right? Belts and hoses are vital to keep the engine cool, okay? So let's look for any abnormal wear, cracking, tears, swelling of the hoses, anything like that, right? We got to be able to transfer that coolant from the engine up to the radiator to disperse it to keep you running right. And then after that, guys, tires. Tires are huge this time of year. A tire is going to be more apt to fail when it's hot outside. So proper inflation, proper tread depth, all that stuff. You know, look at your TPS system in the truck, your tire pressure monitoring system in the truck, but don't solely rely on that. You know, I'm from Missouri. I always say, show me. So let's go actually out there and put eyeballs on that stuff. Make sure it's all good. So are there any quick questions about truck maintenance? If not, I'll be over here after the meeting along with Victor and Boston. We can answer some stuff for you. Anything quick?
I would recommend getting an engine wash on your truck when you go get it washed about once a month or maybe once every 2 weeks, so you can spot any leaks that you have on the engine as well.
Yeah, that's a great point, because we all know the highway departments around our country hate it when they get oil dripped on their scales, right? That's just a good reason for them to pull you over for an inspection. So that's great. Keep everything clean, keep it running, okay? All right, if that's all we've got on maintenance, I'm going to introduce a couple guys here. Right here, we've got Boston. He is the general manager of Rush here in Springfield. He does everything in his power to make sure you guys are taken care of when you're here in town. And then I also lean on him a lot too for other Rush locations. If we need to make a call at a GM level, I call Boston and he makes things happen. So some things you guys might not know about Rush. We are the largest dealership family in the country. We're sitting right now at around 75-ish international locations and about the same Peterbilt locations, right? We have two divisions, international and Peterbilt. So you put that together, we have about 150 possible repair facilities for you guys. And that's what we're there for. We're there for you. So I would like to introduce our Vice President of Service Operations for all of Rush, Victor Cummings. Vic.
Good morning. First, I'd like to say, Chris, thank you very much for the opportunity to introduce myself to all of you. I'd also like to say that it's an absolute pleasure working with Prime. Prime's an exceptional company, and I have huge appreciation for the partnership. As Vice President of Service Operations, it's my responsibility to ensure an exceptional customer experience, and you are our customer. I would like to say that, you know, we got Chad here on board to really kind of be the liaison. We also have a group called Rush Care. Chad works with them, but in essence, that you can go online to rushtruckcenters.com and access Rush Care via the email, or you may call them on the telephone, but that's kind of our safety net. And they're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So also, you know, just to tell you a little bit about myself and why I work for Rush is prior to my employment with my current employer, I experienced Rush customer service as a partner with them and was thoroughly impressed and loved the culture of the company. And I met the CEO, Rusty Rush, and he carries his coin, and it says the customer is the boss. In fact, everybody at Rush carries one. So I want you to know that when you go into a dealership, you are the boss. We're there for you. And we really appreciate the business, and, you know, thank you again for the opportunity here. Did you want to? No.
All right, guys, thank you. We'll be over here after the meeting. If you guys need anything, please come holler at us.
Thank you.
Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Good information again, Dennis.
Good information. Hey, so we're running a little bit ahead of schedule, so which is great.
Can you believe that? Ahead of schedule?
Hey, that's because you didn't take your whole time.
That's true. I gave up by 5-6 minutes. So there you go.
Well, good deal. Good deal. So, you know, we want to do a couple things. First, I know Brendan for sure talked about the mobile app, and, you know, Brienne's not here today, but we've got the even more talented Carla with us and Richard on my right to answer any questions technology-wise that you have. So just follow up, get in line after the meeting, and they can get you taken care of. What else we got?
We got April 10th coming up, man.
April 10th.
Big day.
Dave and
Big night.
I think Dave and John, or either Dave and Bill, talked about it last week. The April 10th Highway Diamonds. Do we have any Highway Diamonds in the crowd here?
All right.
You stand up, wave your hand, let people see you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, everybody, Highway Diamond, stand on up. Round of applause.
Give a round of applause.
Yeah, great job. Yep.
I see you way in the back. I see you.
14 to 15% of our drivers are lady drivers. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And
industry standards probably a little less than 7%.
there you go. You're right. Yeah, definitely. I think we're on that 5%. That's what Dee mentioned last week.
Well,
So,
good deal.
but that's awesome, man. Our female drivers do a great job for us, and that's a big event to recognize them and have a little fun too. Good dinner, good drinks.
You know, Robert throws one hell of a party.
He does, no doubt.
I tell you that. So before Dave and I continue, are there any questions anybody asks? You know, we always give the opportunity to ask the questions to the speakers. You know, not often do we expose ourselves to questions. So here we go. Here's a question.
I don't have a question. I actually have a statement to all the female drivers for the Highway Diamond. Do not be afraid to show up and show out. You can show up the way you want to, but this is the one time that we have to actually be a woman and express it and show it to everybody. Don't be ashamed to show up and show out.
All right. Well, awesome. Thanks. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hey, Dennis. This is Stan.
Yes.
Can I have just a second?
Come on up,
Sorry.
Stan.
So thanks for the opportunity. Just real quick, since he said we had a couple of minutes. We're working on in Salt Lake City, we're adjusting our training pads in Salt Lake City. If you're going out there to test, March the 25th, we should be on the new modernized testing standard in Utah. We're changing the pads around out there right now, today and tomorrow. In Springfield, starting on Tuesday of this coming week, if everything works out correctly, weather allows, we're going to be resealing and restriping the training pads here in Springfield. They're telling me it'll be done by Thursday. We're not going to quit testing. We're going to keep practicing. We can do half and half, but we won't have any trucks parked over there, personal vehicles, if you work out of the Plaza building or if you instruct over there. Hopefully we'll be done by Thursday. Then Friday, it's completely open back to normal. It's going to look really fresh, brand new over there. So,
hey, just for my own edification, is that weather permitting? So, for example, if it rains, is it delayed a
we
little bit?
can't seal or paint if it's raining. So, and Carla, I've asked her to send out a notice through the app as well as social media. Jamie's going to do that. So, but if you have any questions, feel free to get with me. I'll be here after the meeting as well. So,
all right. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you for the time.
All right. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you're wondering about?
Oh, hold on.
Hey, Dennis, I appreciate you asking. You know, I've been hearing a lot about the camera situation. Can't believe you didn't have a question. So I'm going to pose a question. Where are we with cameras and what's the strategy and why are we doing it?
Awesome question. In fact, I was going to bring it up. So I'm glad you did. You know, so I'm being told that we are getting a lot of feedback on social media. Well, some feedback. I shouldn't say a lot. Some feedback on social media about cameras and the questions behind it. You know, the reality is, you know, at some point cameras are going to come. You know, we are still in the testing phase and not decisions haven't been made 100% at this point, but I anticipate they'll be coming soon. So, you know, that's kind of a broad, generic answer to a very specific question. Plan on cameras coming in what phase, what company, or anything like that. We don't know yet, but they're going to be here. They're going to be a part of our future. You know, we talk about the culture of this company being, you know, planning for not necessarily where the puck is today, but definitely where the puck is going to be. So technology is going to be a part of the future of this company. It's not just going to be limited to cameras. So to take it a little bit broader, Steve, technology is going to be a big part of Prime Incorporated. It is today, and it will be as we transcend forward with a number of different projects. You know, with it being, you know, our mobile communication device, with it being cameras, with it being our transportation management system. You know, so many things are happening in the realm of technology. You know, cameras is just a small part of it that will be moving forward. So thank you, Steve, for asking that question.
Great question. Anybody else?
Somebody's pointing behind me. There you go.
When you say camera, when you say cameras, you mean like front dash cameras and like facing the driver cameras, or what do you mean by the cameras?
Appreciate that question. Nothing's off the table yet. So, we're exploring all of our options and making sure that when we do make the decision, that it's a decision that's best for Prime and everybody involved.
All right, anybody else? One more and we'll get rolling here.
Any progress on a new tablet-based ELD system coming up? The QC system, obviously, as big as it is, as inexpensive it is, I think it's a substandard piece of equipment, and it would be an improvement. But of course, you got a big company. It's a lot of work to be able to transfer over to a different system.
You're right. Any move that we make as it pertains to 7,400 plus trucks is a huge monumental task in itself. So, we're piloting, same as we are with the cameras, piloting our mobile communication devices, kind of what the overall picture, we don't want to just call it a Qualcomm. It's the mobile communication device, and we're piloting new products for that as well. So.
All right. Good information going here. So I like this.
Man, you guys let us off easy.
Yeah, that was kind of softballs for you, but that's good.
We'll make Ms. Doreen the last question. Oh.
So when it comes to the cameras, I know if they're going to be facing us, if they're facing out and somebody comes in and hits the front of my truck, is that going to be able to capture it? Is that going to be able to give me proof that they hit me, came over on me? Does that make sense what I'm trying to explain?
It makes perfect sense in what you're saying. And when we evaluate these products, it's just like when you're shopping for anything else. These are some of the must-haves. We must have the ability to fill in the blank. And one of the things that we're always looking for, especially from a safety standpoint, and I don't see Eric or Steve down here. I'll pick on our legal guys. Sometimes our legal guys, want a little bit different than what the safety guys want. The safety guys, we want the truth. Tell me what happened. Show me what happened. So either we did it or we didn't. And if we did, what can we do to learn from it? And what can we do to coach and train off that particular situation? All right. And if we didn't do it, we want to make sure that folks know that we didn't do it, that we can use that big exoneration word and make sure that we are crystal clear moving forward.
All right. All right, man, let's talk about the military here real quick because we haven't talked about that.
I looked for a red pullover this morning.
You were in blue this morning.
But I promise you, I got on the red shirt. It was a little bit chilly this morning when I walked out, and I didn't have a red pullover to put on.
There you go.
But I got on red, and even last week on vacation on Friday.
Were you wearing red?
I purposely put on a red shirt.
Overseas, you were wearing red.
I was wearing red.
Did it say USA on it?
No, I think it's just red.
Okay.
Just red.
Yeah,
But we
probably safer that way.
We do that every single week here at Prime. We don our red. RED is an acronym for Remember Everyone Deploy. You see Heather and Sean, our models over here, have the Prime Red Friday shirts on sale at our company store at a fair and reasonable price. So if you want one, run on down and grab one. But, we do that to remember the folks that defend our freedom. Both at home and abroad. So if you're one of those folks that served in our armed forces and defended our freedom, both me, Dave, and everybody else, if you would stand up and allow us to properly honor you. We thank you so much. A big part of the culture of Prime Incorporated is to honor the folks that did that. One of the folks that did do that is Mr. Steve Wucky, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing. So I'm going to welcome you up. How you doing, sir?
Good. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I had to pose that question on the cameras. My name's Steve Wucky. I'm in sales, but really our highest calling is safety. It always will be. And to that end, these cameras are really important. They're for your benefit. There's nothing to fear. They're going to make you better. I'll tell you what. We got a lot of good operators in here. I'm looking at some, been here forever. Seems like, no offense, you're experienced, you're not aged, okay? But having said that, we're never as good as we think we are, no matter what our skill set is. So they're for your protection. They're to make you better, and they're for safety. So please get on board with it. We'll continue to share information as it evolves, but it's coming and it needs to come. It needs to come for all the right reasons. So please understand that. Yeah, on the sales side, it's a little challenging. It's a little softer than we like. We're trying to modulate on exactly where we are with some of these customers on the bid processes. We call it bid season because our customers seem to love to bid the first part of the year. So I can tell you this, we're winning a lot of those bids, and those that we may not be winning, I can tell you we'll get a chance when it comes back to us, because these people that are bidding the low price are not going to be able to provide the service that you all do. Let me tell you this, nobody does it better than you all at Prime. Your service is spectacular. You're recognized for it. And over time, it comes to the forefront. We may be questioned about a lot of different things about our bid processes and how we price our service. But the thing about our overall strategy is we don't care to be low price. We want to be the low cost service provider. And you all do it tremendously well. So from the bottom of our hearts and sales, we thank you. We love our veterans. Thank you all for that. Certainly love our Highway Diamonds. Appreciate those comments. You should come if you have an opportunity to enjoy the Highway Diamond event. And somebody said it back here, nobody throws a party better than Robert. He's good at that. He's willing to invest in that. Why don't you come on up here, Bart, and finish up this meeting for us. You know, every day is a picnic here at Prime. Every day is a party. Every day is a holiday here at Prime, right?
You remember it pretty well. No?
Yeah, well, we just need to do it more often, right?
Every day's a holiday and every meal's a banquet. That's
About
what
to
I
say.
say. Yeah, folks, good to see you all. Appreciate what you do. You know, it's been, you know, kind of a long dry spell in the trucking industry, but we've weathered it pretty darn good. And like Steve said, it's thankfully to you folks that are out there doing the job. I mean, there may be cheaper carriers, and there's a lot of brokers out there, you know, and you know they cut our rates 20%, and then they cut it 20%. That's what the trucker gets, at least 40% below where we are. Man, that's just not sustainable. They can't do it. I mean, if we had to run for 40% less, you all wouldn't be here. You go someplace else, you go do something else, go on Social Security, whatever. But we charge a fair price for what we do. And again, the reason that we can get that price is because we do a good job. We do a good, you all do a hell of a job, and you do it safely. You do it on time. And they just can't match it. They can't keep up. Because slowly we're strong. We're a strong company. We're strong financially. Got great equipment, great drivers, great facilities, and we're just going to keep building on that same model. It all revolves around you. We say we're driver centric. And we're in our staff meeting, whatever. The question comes up. We say, never forget, we're driver centered. How does this impact our drivers? That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Because without you, we haven't got a company. Appreciate y'all.
Question for you, right here in front of everybody.
Real softball?
Yes, it is. And I know you know the right answer, or I wouldn't ask it.
I do know how to throw a hell of a party.
Yes, you do. That's correct. When you got in this morning in your vehicle, did you buckle up? You put your seatbelt on?
Damn straight I did.
How'd you do it? Did you put it over the right way, or did you put it under your arm, or you buckle it behind you?
I did it perfectly. I mean, if you give me a grade, I know you're an old school teacher and coach.
I am.
You to give me an A+.
A+. Look, y'all, these seatbelts are in there for a reason. They're for your protection and your safety. Please, when you get in there, buckle up, all right? We're getting hammered on some of this stuff. It's low-hanging fruit with our CSA scores. There's no need for it. Buckle up, okay? It's for your safety. That's what I got last. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, that's important, very important. Yeah, help us on those CSA scores, because you know, when we're in these bids and we're going through the motions, you know, talking about our company and looking at our rates and those kind of things, you know, some customers might get a little picky and they would go to our CSA scores, and they do need to improve. And y'all can help us with that. Buckle up. Let's improve those CSA scores so they don't have anything to complain about. Appreciate y'all. God bless each of you and please be safe.